Hello, in this video we will talk about another chapter of the Noble Quran. The chapter of today is Duha chapter, the forenoon chapter. This chapter reveals to Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, after recitation of the revelation and the disbeliever of tribe of Quraysh mocked him and ridiculed him about this recession. And then this is the revelation again that spread all the mankind, the humanity. And for that reason, we are today to talk about this chapter. The chapter begins with something belonging to the universe creation, which is the day and the night, when the sun bright in brightness and when the night covers by the darkness. God says that he doesn't forget anyone, and he doesn't hate anyone forever, because he created this universe as a sign of his existence, as a sign of serving mankind. And this universe is for a reason to serve humanity. And this first paragraph, which have 3 verses, is one of the big sign of the arguments that God put on human being, which is the argument of the universe creation. And God swore by it to express that God don't send only prophet to mankind, but the universe creation is self-prophet, is indirect prophet to humanity. And then if the recession of the revelation in this period, that doesn't mean that God forget humanity, but he doesn't forget it by this creation, the universe creation. And it is the first argument on human being before sending prophet. This first paragraph have, as I said, 3 verses. We skip to the second paragraph, which talking about the day of resurrection, the standing day. And God says in it, the hereafter is better than this worldly life, and God will give you until you pleased. These 2 verses is essential to complete the notion of life. Without this concept of the day of resurrection, the life cannot complete it entirely. Then if we take this day as essential to our life, then God will give us until you pleased everyone. Why? Because when we establish this argument in our deeds, in our action, we will find ourselves in peace and prosperous life. This second paragraph that has 2 verses is the second argument on human being. We skip to the number 3 of argument, which is the argument of human creation, and has 3 verses. God says in it, did he not find you orphans and settlers do? Did he not find you misguided and guide you? And did he not find you poor and he make you self-sufficient? These three verses expresses the human creation, and the human creation is also one of the big arguments on human being to believe and to do the righteousness and to get to the right way, because God creates inside of us the power to do the right and to do the wrong. Until now we have three arguments. God swore by it to be essential for guide us in the right way. But these three arguments is indirect argument. For that reason, they have the same character in of sound and its voices, because it has the power to be gathering in one, because they have the same final wishes to guide mankind, and also they have some similarities between them in the way to be indirect argument on human being. But the paragraph number 4 is direct argument on human being, which is the arguments of the prophet, and the style comes steady and in high level of speech to express that this last argument is more, has more power, and is the argument on human being, which is with it God punish mankind or reward them. This paragraph in God says don't neglect the orphans and the petitions. Don't use something negative to them. Why? Because the people in the history think the two things that differ them each other and make them to be disagree, which is the thing belonging to the peace without fear, and the money, the relation of the poor and the rich people. Then if God make this religion, new religion to mankind, to make agreement again in these two things, which is essential, to give right to the poor and to give right to the fear people. This is the last argument on human being in this chapter, which is the argument of the sending prophet, and God changes the last letter of these two verses. The last letter of the verses belonging to the three chapter, to the three arguments are the same. The last of the word, there is a letter R, but in this number 4 argument, the last letter is Ra, to express that is more powerful and to be very, very important, to be direct speech, because prophets comes with miracles, with power, and those who disagree about the conception of the prophet don't have any choice, because God helps his prophet to achieve the goal for spreading to all mankind the right way. Still one verse in the last, in God demands of all mankind to benefit from these four arguments, to be a guidance to them. It is a gift from God to them, and lucky to them to obtain these four arguments to make very important life to all mankind, and to unite them, and to make them as one nation, because the dreams of God is to make one nation, but not without pressing us to do it, but he wants to make us make one nation by ourselves, by our choice, because God show us these choices in many fields, field of the universe creation, and you can find some important thing, which is that if you see this land has different production and other lands has different production, but complete each other, is in general in the last is to make one nation. And also in human creation, God creates from oneself, because we have different opportunities, different ability and potentials that make us to be one nation in this level, and make also the day of resurrection to be in the horizon, in this level of making one nation. And to send the prophets is for that reason. When you see the the form of praying, the form of pilgrimage, the form of fasting as obligations to us to do it, they have the image of making one nation. And then it is so important to know about this chapter, which is the chapter of Ad-Duha, the forenoon, is for it to establish to us the way that we can agree each other in far way of distance without disagreement. And I hope that this video help you to understand more about Islamic religion as the last religion to mankind. And until now, I'm stopping this video. God bless you, and bye.